Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Best wishes to all of us. We will present the Great Wall of China and Forbidden City. First of all, we will discuss about the Great Wall of China.
Great Wall of China. This is the largest man-made building located in Huairou District, China. This wall is built from the Han Dynasty, and is continued by the Ming Dynasty. The length and the characteristic. The length. It has 8,850 meters overall length, and other research found sections of other walls that are 359 kilometers of trench and natural barriers such as hills and rivers of 2,232 kilometers. The average span of the Great Wall of China is 5,000 kilometers, generally quoted from various historical records. The characteristic. The Great Wall was made from red earth, stones, and wood. During the Ming era, whomever bricks were heavily used in many arts of the wall, as were materials such as tiles, lime, and stone.
The architecture. The first is the Beacon Tower, which can also be called Feng Ho Tai. It is one of the most important parts of the Great Wall. This structure is made in part of the giant wall with local materials. The second is the gateway. The gate structure serves as a fortress in important position. Its structure from the Chengqiang, the Chenglu, the Wangcheng, the Luocheng, and trench and drains. Chengqiang is a defensive wall with a maximum height of 10 meters. The exterior is made of large bricks or grindstone. The interior is made of yellow earth or a mixture of gravel stones. Chenglu is a gate tower, a door to enter and exit the border, as a place for troops to exit when attacking the enemy. Wangcheng is the small wall outside the Great Wall that serves as a guard against the gate. Luocheng is the second wall to protect Wangcheng. The third is the wall. This is the main body of the giant wall architecture. The important part of the wall is the Nongqiang, the Duokou, the Guanmen, and the Hostrek.
The function as a bulwark to protect the territory from the Mongol attack in the north and to offer the movement of civilians. The history. Qing Dynasty. This wall is built for the first time in the spring and autumn period and the warring states period to hold the attacks of enemy and troops from northern of China. People's hatred of forced labor was an emergency of peasants who rebuilt to overthrow the Qing Dynasty. After that, the construction of the giant wall was nowhere to be seen. The history. Yuan Dynasty. The renovation projects and construction of sections of the old walls were carried out for 20 years, increasing the overall length of the walls to 1,000 kilometers. At that time, the Han split into two parts, Northern and Southern. The Northern Hans were subdued by the Han while the South made peace. After that, the construction of the giant wall was abandoned because China already had a large military power. The history. Ming Dynasty. At this time, the Great Wall of China was divided into 9 military districts equipped with fortification and gates to offer the border area. On it, a road was made as a transportation route. The easternmost gate is called Shanhaiguan and the westernmost gate is called Jiayuguan.
Forbidden City. This is the imperial palace complex and the residence of the Emperor of China and members of his household during the Ming and Qing dynasty periods. Between 1420 and 1924, it has also been the seat of Chinese rule for nearly 5 centuries. The Forbidden City is called the largest collection of ancient wooden structures in the world by UNESCO and was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987 as the Imperial Palace of the Ming and Qing dynasties. The size, the length. The Forbidden City is 720,000 square meters in area and is circular in shape, measuring 961 meters from north to south and 753 meters from east to west. The outline. The Forbidden City is surrounded by a city wall 7.9 meters high and a ditch 6 meters wide by 52 meters wide. The walls are 8.62 meters wide at the base, tapering up to 6.66 meters at the top. The wall length. The walls are 8.62 meters wide at the base, tapering up to 6.66 meters at the top. The structure. This building is located at 4 Xingchen from East Dongshan, Beijing, China. 100889. The Forbidden City was designed to be the world center of ancient Beijing. It is situated in the middle of a wider world are called the city. City tribes by inner city. To the south of the inner city is the outer city. The Forbidden City consists of 908 surviving buildings with 8,886 room space. 4 wall corners designed in a compact 4-turret base decorated with magnificent paintings of the Forbidden Palace is a wooden structure. Shiny yellow tile roof, white green layout, 3-dimensional effects, as well as formal and grand, large, serious, harmonious, and can be rare in the world. Traditionally, the Forbidden City was divided in 2 parts: the outer palace or front palace, which include the southern Forbidden City, and the inner palace or rear palace covering the northern part. The outer palace was used for ceremonial purpose, while the inner palace was the residence of the emperor and his family and a place for daily state affairs. The most important building is located in the center of the north-south axis.
Walls and gates. This wall serves as a defensive wall and a retaining wall for the palace. They are constructed with a ground core that is compressed and leveled with 3 layers of specially big bricks on either side, with the gaps filled with mortar. Outer palace. This place is for the ceremonial center of imperial activity and is the largest surviving wooden structure in China. During the Ming Dynasty, the emperor held a court in this place to discuss state affairs. During the Qing Dynasty, emperor held courts much more frequently, so trials were held in a ceremonial place. The Great Harmony word was used only for ceremonial purposes, such as coronation and imperial marriages. West and East Palace. To the west and east, the 3 main halls are 6 western palaces and 6 eastern palaces. These palaces were the residence of concubines, The architecture of the 12 palaces is more or less the same. Each of these palaces has a main hall and side hall. The lower concubines occupied the side hall, while the upper concubines occupied the main hall, and hid the other concubines who lived in the palace. After no longer occupying the Canning Palace, the empress resided in one of these 12 palaces. Inner Palace. In the middle of the Inner Palace there are 3 wards. The names start from the most southern to the north. King Palace, Jiao Tai Ward, Canning Palace. The history of Forbidden City. After Shu of the Ming Dynasty took the throne, he moved the capital from Nanjing to Beijing and began building what would later be called the Forbidden City in 1406. The construction took 14 years, employing 100,000 skilled artists and a labor force of millions. Material used include whole logs of precious wood namu or vibicenan found in the forests of southwest China, and large marble blocks from a quarry near Beijing. The floors of the main hall are covered with golden bricks, especially big paving bricks from Suzhou. The Forbidden City was declared a World Heritage Site in 1987 by UNESCO as the Imperial Palace of the Ming and Qing dynasties. Because of its major role in the development of Chinese architecture and culture, today the Forbidden City is run by the Palace Museum, which is carrying out a 16-year restoration project to repair and restore all buildings in the Forbidden City to their pre-1912 state.
So that's all from us. Thank you.